Well, tonight was a really fun win for our program. Every win is a good win, but tonight was just fun. I'm really happy for our kids and just proud. What we did tonight, I don't want to, I just want to focus on the fact that it's really hard to do what we did against anyone that you play against. And while we know that, we're going to be called to be at our best come conference and even our next couple games, I'm just really proud of, breaking multiple records. And I think it speaks to the selflessness of this group. I think it speaks to the depth of our team and just, what we're capable of doing. We've got a lot of different weapons, and that's one thing that our kids are starting to understand. And so it's just been fun to see them figure it out and click in different ways. And when you've got kids that work as hard as we do, and you've got kids that do things right and have the character that you love to be around every day, you just want great things for them. And I just want the best for them because they're so deserving of it. So tonight was really fun, just because this group deserves to have games like that.
And Coach, you guys now have the #1 spot in 3 points made in a game, and you also have #3 in on a Brett. I mean, how amazing is that to know that you have not only one, but you also have the #3 spot on your bench or on the floor at the same time?
Yeah, I mean that's what we want to do here. That's how we recruit. That's what style we want to play. So I don't say this arrogantly. I say it confidently that that's what our staff has built. That's the roster that they've put together. And I'm so grateful to have a staff that, understands and is able to go out and get us the right kids. And I mean, the records that we broke tonight from the 3 were our own records, right? So we've done that consistently. I think the 3 years that I've been here so far, I know we broke some last year. I can't remember the year before, but just for anyone who's watching this, come play for the Cowgirls if you want to shoot, because that's what we do here. And I don't plan on changing that anytime soon.
Were you aware of how close y'all were to the records, or are you sort of finding out as the announcements are happening?
Yeah, you always kind of find out as it's. I'm sorry, we were finding out as we got closer. So by the time that we broke them, we knew that we broke it. But our SID, Ryan, I mean, he's great. He's constantly updating us. And it's kind of a fine line, though, because you don't want to press too hard, right? So it's like just kind of surrendering that and letting the game come to you. And, of course, our kids don't know any of that stuff. But Ryan did a really good job of letting us know kind of where we stood with things.
What did y'all like about Micah, looking in the portal, looking at, what she did at Seton Hall and everything?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, she's an Oklahoma girl, and we want to keep our kids home, and to get her back home was just a no-brainer for us. I mean, to put into perspective what a great ball player Micah is, she had 36 points tonight. That's still not her career high. Her career high is 41. The kid can flat out score. So, we love to score, love to put up a lot of points. But the great thing also about Micah is she's our best defender right now from the guard spot. And so she's just a complete player. You talk to her, you fall in love with her, kind, sweet spirit and her little dimples. Then you meet her family and you realize what great people they are. So every interaction that we had with Micah, we just felt stronger and stronger that she would fit great with our program.
And you just mentioned kind of how things just came to you. You didn't want to push too hard for things. And it seemed like every shot that Micah got tonight was unforced. It was a great shot in that moment. How does your team and how do you as coaches kind of prepare them for those types of shots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we just talk a lot about putting the work in outside of practice hours, and really I think all of our kids from top to bottom do a great job of that, and Micah's no different. They came out in a zone, and we love zones. Our kids did a good job of finding the open man. It wasn't just Micah early, G hit a couple early, and so it was just our kids, I think, recognizing that she was wide open, and then her doing a great job of knocking it down.
You guys' tempo has obviously helped you out a lot during your time here so far, but So early on this season, I mean, it's really seemed to pioneer your guys' offense earlier in games and kind of set you guys apart. What have you liked about it so far, and is that an identity you want to carry into conference play?
It's certainly an identity. We do want to play fast, but I think that where we're in a better position than I've ever been here is our depth. And so when you have, so many players that can just keep coming in and we can get them in waves, then we're able to play at that fast tempo for as long as we have been. Last year obviously was kind of an anomaly because we were so banged up and just didn't have those bodies. But now that we have those bodies and our kids are understanding their role, it's been fun to really just kind of let them loose and play free and fast.
Depth and tempo, what did you like about what you guys did early on tonight and kind of setting it apart early?
I think our team has done a great job of just getting off to good, strong, fast starts. That's kind of been a theme for us. And I think it speaks to the preparation of our players and just the desire to, be successful. They don't get ahead of themselves. We're just focused on one game at a time. And I think our kids have done a really good job of just coming out. And our starters understand that they have a job to do, and that's to get us off to a good start. And then, because of our depth, our bench can come in and give us a spark. But everyone, I think, is just doing a really good job right now of understanding their role.
How, you're every game I've been to, I think it's been every game this year, you've done this. You've, thanked the fans for coming out and talk to them before they've left. How important is it to develop the home court advantage you want? How important is it to give fans something to remember? Like, to walk away from a game and go, yeah, I remember that when it was the game that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I do address our fans after every single game. I've done that from day one here, and that's just our way of really, first of all, thanking them, but also just letting them know that we cannot do this without them. Probably the biggest win that we've had so far would say be against Fairfield, a very, very good Fairfield team. I honestly don't know if we get that last defensive stop without the help of our fans. Tonight, I was very pleasantly surprised on a Monday night of Thanksgiving week to walk out and see everyone who was there. And do we do what we did tonight without them? Honestly, I don't think so. They are crucial to our success. And I'm so thankful for this fan base. I'm so thankful not just for the way they show up, but just the way that they support and stand by us. It's so important for us in the recruiting process to be able to tell kids, if you come here, people are going to care and people are going to invest in you. And so I'm so grateful to our fans because they've been awesome for us, and I know they'll continue to come and support. And I also know we can't do it without them. So that's just kind of my way of taking the mic and thanking them and letting them know how much we appreciate them.
Do you think it helps grow that support that, like you're going to have games like the Fairfield game sometimes, but in games like tonight to have to set records and have players have games like Micah did, do you think that helps maybe encourage more fans to come out?
Absolutely, it should. I mean, everyone who was there tonight got to be a part of history, how cool is that? So everything that we're doing, every bit of success that we have, it's an us thing. It's not just the Cowgirls, it's all of us. So I definitely, without a doubt, think that it helps.
And Friday, Saturday, you guys kind of have a good tournament to go to and kind of prove yourselves there. And obviously, I think we've talked a lot about how the team's going to prepare for you not being there, but what is your preparation as a coach having to stay back? What does that look like for you?
It's painful for me. I'm trying to come to grips with it, not because I have full faith and trust in them. It's just me who's struggling because I genuinely love being around this team. It's just they're fun, they're enjoyable. You enjoy the good, the bad days. Like I have a different level of gratitude for this team than I've ever had. So it's really hard for me just because I love them honestly and I want to be around them. But we've been preparing since the summer for this. We talk all the time about being a player-led team. My staff is incredible. We've done a great job, I think, of kind of delegating, and people have stepped up within their particular roles. Jasmine, player who will take over for me as head, actually coached the entire second half. So tonight she addressed the team at halftime. She coached. I told her that's a hell of a debut, coming in and breaking all those records in her first outing. But we're prepared, and we've had a lot of meetings and just kind of already talked about what it's going to look like. And I have complete faith that they'll go and do what we want to do out there.
What was it like for you in the second half? Just watching her. You're watching her kind of walk up and down and sort of direct traffic out there. And then also, like, I noticed you kind of stood back in the huddle. You're letting her have the huddle. What was it like for you just watching?
I mean, first of all, I'm just really proud because she's grown. We've both grown together a lot. She's been by my side since I got here. And so a lot of just pride and watching her so confidently lead. She's such a natural leader. So a lot of pride, but also just, like I said, just surrender, and she did a great job. Her play calls, her, adjustments that she did. I mean, she knocked it out of the park, and I knew she would, but it's just it's kind of fun for me to get to see it from a different angle and be a little bit more of an encourager or supporter of our kids. I think that's the fun thing about being an assistant is you get to have a little more of those relationships. So it was hard for me, but it was also kind of fun in a way.
You were obviously very high on Jaden Wooten heading into the season, but just watching her from earlier in the season to now, she's obviously grown immensely for you guys. What have you liked about her growth, and how much can you tell where she is now to where she was at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, she had a tough start because she was hurt, for a while. And so, I said this last game, but her first game back, she got thrown into the Fairfield game, which is a tough game to come into as a freshman. That's a really big-time game to come into, and she handled it great. But what I love about Jaden is she just is so hungry to get better every day, and she's really coachable. So there's more times than not when you're coaching her and she's already, she gets it. You don't even have to really coach her. But she's coachable. She is competitive. She's selfless. She has 7 assists to 1 turnover tonight. And she had 10 points, which is great. We're trying to get her to be more offensive-minded scoring-wise because she's almost too selfless sometimes. But Jaden is someone that I just, man, you want to go to war with her, and you do anything for her because she gives that to you every day.
People watch games in a lot of different ways. Some people are quiet. Some people yell at the TV. Could you kind of self-scout what you think you might be like watching?
I think I'm probably going to be very similar to how I am, in the live game, and that would be pretty vocal. So, but at the same time, it's I want to help. I mean, it's one thing to be emotional, but it's another to actually give sound advice, and I'm going to do the best I can to just be a voice for the staff, whatever that looks like, if it's, via text or making a call at halftime. We're still figuring out what that communication looks like, but the passion will not go away. But at the same time, I'm here to just aid them and be the best, assistant I can for them.
Anything else for Coach Hoyt?
Jacie, I only asked this because it was pretty good success for you guys last year. Is there going to be another Errors night in Gallagher Rabbit this year?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know on that. I haven't heard. I'm not sure.
You don't make those decisions?
No, I don't. I mean, I have input. I do have input, but yeah.
If you could provide input, would you like another one?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was one of our, more just interactive nights, I thought, with our fans. And, I'm not a huge, I'm more of a Chiefs, Travis Kelce fan. That's where my passion for T-Swift comes in. But, no, it was really just a cute way to, I think, get our younger fans involved too. So, I don't know. We'll see.
What have you thought of Tenen, 6 games in? She had, double-digit rebounds tonight. Or 9 rebounds tonight. What have you thought from her production so far?
Yeah, I think Tenen is just still I mean, I think she's a beast. I think that she's capable of so much, and we're working every day to get her to understand that. And I think each game we've seen her grow more and more in that understanding. I still think her best basketball is ahead of her. And she also, similar to Jaden, just kind of had a tough start where we didn't have a summer with her, and then we didn't really have much of a preseason with her because she had an injury. So I think every game you can see her confidence growing more and more, and she's going to be a really big staple for what we're trying to do.
Just how did it feel to be you out there tonight?
Felt great. Yeah. It just felt amazing, honestly, not just for me, but for our team. Just to see how well we worked together tonight, it was just like effortless, and that's what we focused on in practice. So it just came easy for us.
When they announced your record, did that catch you by surprise?
Yes, I saw my mom stand up, and she never stands up, so I was like, "What's going on?" And I heard it. I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." Yeah.
So you had 10, obviously double digits. Now 9 is the number that Caitlin Clark has as a personal best. So I'm just kind of, I'm a women's hoops person too, so I understand how much that probably means to hear that, and I'm just curious, what goes through your head when you hear that? She has 9, your best is 10.
It's just crazy. This is just crazy. But I put in the work, so just to see it pay off is just amazing, honestly. Yeah.
What about Oklahoma State and Jacie kind of drew you to transfer here when you did?
Oh, yeah, I'm just a hometown girl. I knew coming here, my parents could come, my family can come, and their support, I need that. So it was just easy, honestly. And Coach Player, she's a great assistant coach, and I just knew I just gravitated to them well. I knew I can grow.
What was it like to have her coach y'all the second half?
Oh, it was fun, yeah. She put us into, different offenses to see where we would do, different defenses. We played, a little zone there, and we just got after it.
Is she, I don't mean this in a bad way, but, are there differences when she's sort of, I don't know, does she have a different attitude or different way she coaches?
No, it's honestly the same. She's very vocal in practice, just like Coach Jacie, so it's not really much a changeover for us because we know she's just a great coach and she emphasizes herself well, so it's just easy. Yeah.
And Micah, your first 3 of the game came on the second possession of the game, and in that possession itself, the ball changed hands about 9 times before you finally shot that shot, right? So tonight, you guys set a season best of 25 assists. How does that speak to kind of the way you guys are sharing the ball?
Yes, we like playing selfless. We like getting up and down the floor. We know we can find the open man. So anytime we can do that, it's easy for us to get points and just an easy flow for us. Yeah.
And how does it feel to share that leaderboard? You're number 1 on that leaderboard now, but Anna Gret is number 3. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to kind of share that leaderboard with her?
It's amazing because we both defenses have to guard us, so we both are a threat. And eventually, we know Macy's going to get up there too, so it's fun.
Micah, 5 minutes in, you guys already had 16 threes. You already had 5. But from that point on, could you just kind of feel the flow of that and the tempo kind of setting the pace for you guys?
Yes. I guess, just like I said, anytime we can just get rebounds and run fast and just get into the flow of that and not really get into our offense, it's just amazing for us, and we just play easy like that.
And this Friday, Saturday, you guys are obviously traveling for the first time. How has that kind of been for you guys to prepare to play somewhere else other than here?
Honestly, we haven't focused on the games coming up. We focus on one game at a time. So I feel like that just helps us stay present and in the moment. We never look over any team because we know we see upsets any day. So tomorrow we'll definitely talk about what we're going to do and the strategies and things like that.
What's kind of stood out about Jaden in this first month of the season?
She's getting into her flow and rhythm very well. And she was out a couple of games, so it's just amazing to see how she's getting into her pull-up. We know she can do it, but just, from practice into the games is very different, so she's definitely finding her flow.
Are you learning about yourself as the season progresses?
I want to say I'm just putting everything together. I went from Texas Southern to Seton Hall. Now I'm here. I definitely emphasized my defense much more than I did the last couple of years. And my percentage on threes came from Seton Hall, so I focused on that. So I'm just putting everything together this year. So.
Do you feel more confident because of that?
Yes, definitely.
Is that focus on defense something that the coaching staff is kind of putting on you, or is that something you're putting on yourself to put more focus and emphasis on defense?
I'm putting it on myself because I knew that's something that I lacked. And then once I can play both sides of the floor, I'm able to stay on the floor as much as possible. So, yeah.
And you had mentioned your mom. You saw your mom standing
Yes.
up, right? And obviously you're from Oklahoma. And Jacie, she just prides herself on bringing you back home. How's it felt to be home and to be present and to have that family around you?
Yes, when I saw my mom stand up, like, that's the proudest moment I could ever feel, honestly. Like I said, having their support and seeing them in the crowd supporting me, it's just, like, an amazing feeling. And you just have more grit to play and to play for your state, honestly. So, yeah.
How often was Mom able to make it to your games before this year?
Not so often. Texas Southern a little bit more than Seton Hall, but Seton Hall was in New Jersey, so not so often.
Did she ever make it to Seton Hall?
She came to, I want to say, 2 games at home, and she came to our Thanksgiving trip that we went to in the Bahamas, so yeah.
So she got to go to the Bahamas with you.
Yeah.
I like that she made that trip.
Yes, me too.